What is going on, guys? It is Gage here. Welcome to you, Buck That. And today, we're going to be talking about the press conference with Logan Ryan and Shaquille Mason. And Mason, I like Mason, but you can kind of tell he's kind of introverted. And he's and you can tell when he's focused, he's focused. He's not like, I can tell he's not very laid back and stuff. Like, I could be wrong, but I kind of he just gets that mode. When you get football mode, I get that. You're in the zone. You're in job mode. So he's not super relaxed. And basically, I liked how you talked about Tom Brady, where even when they talk, like he's like, yeah, we mostly talk football. when they're texting and all that, and he's like, well, hey, they're football players, bro. What do you expect? They're football players, so of course they're gonna be talking about football. But yeah, they family gets mentioned occasionally, he says. But yeah, I'm psyched for Shaquille Mason. The last couple of years, he's been ranked top 5 in guards. Pretty damn good. And he played 5 seasons with Tom Brady. So it's looking pretty exciting, guys. Alan Morpeth, maybe it was a blessing in disguise that he retired. I'm not saying Morpeth was great. Don't get me wrong, but Shaquille Mason's an upgrade, man. Like Mason, Morpeth was probably like a top 10 guard, but we just did upgrade with a top 5 guard. He is older. He's almost in his early 30s, but yes, we made a great move there. 5th round pick, great move. And the more exciting, I like Mason, but he just isn't like super talkative, to be honest. I think he's introverted if I had to pick one. But Logan Ryan, now this dude had he was very interesting. Especially let's just go talking his game. He's been a big fan of Rondé Barber since growing up. He watched him and kind of copied some. He copied some of his game to his own, and he's and the one thing he's like conditioning. His one key factor to lasting this long, still up in his game at 31 years old, is conditioning. How you condition your body, all that. He said even I think a few years ago, he's like, I haven't ran a mile like since elementary school. And because they do short sprints and all that, as like cornerbacks and all that, they don't do that. But now he's kind of like, now he's learned to do all that, and it shows you, man. Like even you'd be surprised your abilities. We might not be NFL stars, but man, doesn't mean we can't do any of that stuff. Man, we could, or we're humans, man. We could do a lot. And Rondé Barber, he was a hell of a dude. So Logan Ryan, if he can copy a little bit of his game, and maybe since he's a Buck, he might give him little tips. Hopefully, it lasts a little longer as a Buck. I would love that. And yeah, I'm very excited about Logan Ryan. And he talked about playing pickleball, which they have in Florida. I'm still new to this area, so I really don't know what pickleball is. I'm just gonna, I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to understand it at this point. I'll have to do some research, or maybe play it a little bit. And Logan Ryan was, he even talked about the story of Tom Brady. He's very competitive, so they do these bets where they would do 20 push-ups if you let your receiver get this ball. So when Tom Brady, sometimes when he loses, he get frustrated. He's so competitive. This is there in practice, mind you. He took his helmet off and smashed it. Now, this is like 10 years ago. Luckily, Tom has a little bit more calm, except for during that Saints game. That was a little rough. But Tom Brady takes shit seriously. You kind of have to if you're winning some Super Bowls. And and they're like, yeah, he's fun to play with, a little competitive. Tom might be a little too much, though. He didn't say that, but that's my estimate of that. But yeah, it's the interview was nice. Like Logan Ryan, if he does, he's the type of dude. Even he's talking about like, hey, I'm not just trying to hone one skill. I'm honing a couple: tackling, interceptions, sacks, and he has 22 career sacks in his career. So doing pretty good. Not 20. I believe it's That's his interceptions. My bad. I think it's 22 interceptions and I think around probably like 7 to 10 sacks. And even this year, he had a lot of tackles. I don't know the total tackles because it's a lot, which is a good thing. But he had over 100 tackles as a safety. Nuts! And with the safety, luckily, isn't too new uniform. It's still fresh, but like in 2020 when he went to the Tennessee Titans, he converted from cornerback to safety. And the last 2 years, he's been playing that, and he's been very effective. I'm very excited for him. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wanted Tyrann Mathieu. I wasn't even thinking about Logan Ryan because, I thought he'd be with the Titans or resign with them or whatever. But, man, this guy is going to be awesome. Logan Ryan. I like Shaquille Mason, but I couldn't. His personality didn't really come out too much because, like I said, I think he might be a little introverted and, he's very conservative, I guess. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But Logan Ryan had that chemistry. And that's what you need a leader. You need someone that's outspoken, knows, not arrogant, not all about himself, but he knows what he's talking about and can lead people. That's what I like because there's a difference between a boss and a leader. A leader will be right there with you, fighting for the goal. A boss just bosses you around, that tells you what to do and doesn't do it himself. That's the difference. And that's what I appreciate. Captain Ryan. Man, it's going to be awesome. And this is a separate note. That's just press conference, but I got out from it. And pickleball is where he worked on his short sprints, just to kind of I forgot to go back to that point. But, yeah, he worked on his short routes, and I say he picked the speed up. But anyways, I gotta stay focused on this. This is really excited. Logan Ryan now, he says he can run 2 to 3 miles because he does long sprints now. He runs every day and all that kind of stuff, conditioning, like I mentioned earlier. And that's why I feel like he could be with us for another 2 to 3 years, hopefully. And then a separate note. Now we're going to separate note. Tom Brady. Now Jason Lint. Obviously, he's in contact with Tom Brady for pretty good. And he mentions that Tom Brady could play beyond this season, which I'd be very interested in. But it's going to be hard to pick a successor because I'm going to be honest with you guys, Kyle Trask, I'm not a big fan. I'm not. I don't know. They're looking at backup, and he's in his second year. If they really were confident, there'd be no question. Like, hey, he's going to be the backup no matter what. And maybe bring Blake Gabbert as a first string. So, no, I don't want Kyle Trask as a successor. I'm going to say one dude I would love to be a successor, but not hearing this, I don't know, because Tom would have to retire this year. But Baker Mayfield, I would love to have that dude as a successor. This is a possibility if he gets cut. I don't think we're trading for him, but I would love to have him. But if Tom plays, I'm like, hey, if you're coming back after this year, bro, you better play till 50 because we need a couple years out of you. Now, it's going to be hard for anyone. This is the craziest thing we've seen in decades since George Blonde. Since he was a kicker, he was a punter and a quarterback, I believe. And he played till he's 48, so definitely something to keep an eye on. But, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and I hope you bucked that.